Hello, welcome to Cataclysm quick tip number 63, where we're going to discuss boxes and boards. Specifically, we're going to talk about nailboard traps and cardboard boxes and how you can use them to help you with home defense or setting up a killing zone. Now, before I demonstrate those, I want to just cover real briefly the movement information or behavior in the game and how players can take advantage of that for newer players that may not be aware of this. I'm not going to go into all the nuts and bolts, but just a quick demonstration. So with your character in the upper right here in the sidebar, we have a speed rating. This is the number of action or movement points you get to spend each turn to perform actions in the game world. Now zombies have also their own speed rating, and they have to spend points just like you do to perform any actions, whether it's moving over terrain, attacking, and so on. The number next to that is how many movement points your last action cost you. So if I just move a space, you can see it's costing 109, but if I move here, it costs 190. So you can use this behavior to your advantage. Zombies are stupid. They will generally move in a straight line towards the character if they're in visual range, and you can try to maneuver the zombie into rough terrain that forces them to spend more of their movement points, and you can take advantage of that by being ready to strike them once they've moved on to that difficult terrain. So as an example, if we use a windowsill as a good fighting location, if you have an option and you're about to pick a fight to retreat to the other side of a windowsill and pull zombies towards you, you'll notice if I point at this in the upper right here, it shows details, and the movement cost is 200 for anybody to move into the windowsill. The bench behind me is 150, 150, 150. So what we can do is we can summon a zombie. He'll move towards me. When he moves into the windowsill, we can strike him a couple of times, back off behind the bench, strike him, back off behind the bench, strike him, and we just keep leapfrogging around between different parts of the terrain to keep putting the zombie into a difficult terrain situation. That minimizes the chance they're going to both move and strike you, because they won't have the points available to do that, while you'll be able to get constant swings in. So let's go ahead and try this real quick just as a demonstration. So we're going to spawn in just a standard low-level zombie. Put him just a few spaces away, and we're just going to wait for him. This is a bare-bones default character, just 8s for all the stats, no skills whatsoever, no special abilities. We're wielding a cudgel, a very early game weapon that anybody can put together very quickly and easily. And let's just see what happens. Turn off safe mode. Here he comes towards me. Alright, so he spent most of his movement points getting into that position. We should get at least 2 strikes, and then we can back off. He'll move on to the bench. We'll back off again. Oh, now the NPC is coming to help. Alright, the NPC did most of the damage, but you get the idea. So that's basic demonstration of a way you can use your maneuverability and the zombie's movement behavior to your advantage. By forcing the zombies onto difficult terrain, you get an advantage in that they won't be able to both move and strike you. And if you just keep swinging, backing off, swinging, backing off, then you can kill zombies many times without actually taking any kind of damage. Depends a lot on your environment, how successful this will be, and also the type of character and your speed and various things. But always keep it in mind as a possibility. So let's, now that we know that, go talk about a couple of options you can use to help defend your home base and or set up a killing ground somewhere. So the first thing I want to mention is the wonder of the new age, cardboard boxes. So these things are pretty powerful for a number of reasons. I'm only going to demonstrate one of the reasons in this particular video. The thing I'd like to most point out, though, is this. If you look again up here, 450 movement cost. You can move into them and you're now hidden, which is its own special ability you can use/abuse in various amusing ways. But all I care about for this demonstration is the fact that if a zombie moves onto that space, he has to spend 450 movement points to climb into that box. That's more than double the windowsill. So if you do come across some cardboard boxes, these are large cardboard boxes, but if you come across some in your game world and they're being spread to more and more locations and buildings, then you might benefit from grabbing a few and setting up a bit of a grid like I've got shown here. So if we, again, spawn in a monster, just a standard zombie, put him over here, he'll see me, start coming towards us, and all I want to do is maneuver him directly into a box. Like so. He's now spent 450 points and then we get grabbed. But if we keep maneuvering, we're getting 2 swings in before we have to move away. It's funny when they disappear. But by setting the grid up, it makes it really easy just to bounce around to make sure that you get them into a box each time. Cudgel and a low strength character, not the best combination. How we doing? He's severely injured, so we're getting closer. There we go. Zombie's dead. Alright, hopefully your character is going to have better stats, some kind of skill, better weapon, something. It'll work a little faster, but you can kind of get the idea. So, basically, the cardboard boxes allow you to set up your own little obstacle course that forces zombies to maneuver into the obstacles, use up many of their movement points. They'll actually have to spend a couple of rounds worth to move into that space, and you'll get a lot more strikes in before they'll be able to do any damage to you. Alright, let's move on down. These you may be familiar with. Go ahead and rest to get rid of the breathing sound. So these are nailboard traps. This is a different kind of a setup. This has nothing to do with movement cost. These only cost 100 movement points. But the nailboards do damage every time something steps on them. And we're going to use that in almost the exact same way. By setting up a small grid like this, we can force the zombies to step onto the traps, and then we can maneuver around the grid. And the zombies will move up, then they'll move across, then they'll move down. So they'll keep trying to follow you as you just basically do a circle around the grid. And they'll constantly be doing damage to themselves. And you'll be able to have them kill themselves without you actually doing anything. Now, nailboard traps are extremely easy to make. They don't take any kind of special tools or any options. 3 heavy sticks or 3 planks, which you can get anywhere pretty much just by breaking up wooden objects. And then some nails. All it needs is a hammering of 1. You can use a stone. You can use a chunk of metal or a chunk of steel, lump of steel. Super easy to meet the hammering of 1 requirement. It only takes 2 minutes and 42 seconds, or it depends on your crafting speed, but 2.5 minutes or so to craft. So you can easily craft a grid like you're seeing here just by breaking up furniture or disassembling furniture or wooden objects in the evac shelter, a house, pretty much anywhere. So it shouldn't take any time at all to get a little grid like this set up. Make it as big as you would like. I'd recommend a minimum of 9 in a 3x3 like this. And again, we'll demonstrate. Spawn another zombie. Put him down there. We'll just let him walk towards me. He's now stepped on a spiked board and he's taken damage. So he's already down some. He'll move again. We'll go ahead and move over a space to keep ahead of him. There we go. Dead zombie. Didn't have to take a swing. Didn't have to risk taking any damage. You can stand a little further out if you'd like to be a little more careful. Depends a little bit on the speed of your character. Just how close you want to get to that. But you can kill a large number of zombies this way. And you'll notice that they didn't get damaged. They don't have to be reset. No special things are needed. You can take them down again anytime you'd like just by examining the space and disarm them and relocate them. So, very viable, very useful. You can set it up either in your building, if you've got a room or an area you'd like to fight in, or outside like this. So if somebody came and visited my shelter, I could just hop outside real quick and use either of these as a defensive option. So that's it. Boards and boxes in home defense. Hope you found the information helpful. As always, let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you have any ideas for future episodes, your support is greatly appreciated. Make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, support the channel any way you can, and I will see you next time. Stay safe out there.